Hello, it's Colette and welcome to the weekly tarot card for the week commencing Monday the 18th of December 2018, and it's the Seven of Cups in the Rohrig deck. Quite a spectacular card, not the best in the deck, but it comes with a few wee warnings, and if you listen to the warnings you'll be okay. It said debauch on the top, and it's got a flower that's losing its petals, and the floor is all cracked. The earth is all cracked, there's a big hole in it, and the 7 cups are splattered all over the place. There's also a kind of electrical kind of graph behind it, and I use that as a visual as well. So, but generally if you look at it, what you see is a flower that's wilting, and that can be the basic meaning of the card this week. And as we're heading towards Christmas and there'll be a lot of parties, etc., let's just go general with the debauch aspect of it. Have you drunk too much? Have you eaten too much? Are you way past your best? Ask yourself these questions, because with this card there comes a time where you actually can pull back. You know, if you look at this flower, it's not dead. It's not dead at all. It's just it's losing its flowers. It's halfway there to being dead. So if you've been partying a lot, if you've been burning the candle at both edges, and it doesn't need to be that you've maybe drank too much or ate too much or whatever, that's all in there. But it could be that it's just in the run up to Christmas that you're just so tired because you've been trying to juggle everything. And it's important with this card that you stop juggling and you give yourself some rest, because by resting and giving yourself good nutrition, you can actually perk back up again in time for Christmas. Now, wouldn't that be nice? So in general, it's about looking at yourself and your life, realising it's very hectic, it's quite frustrating, all the stuff you've got to do, and then pulling back and saying, you know, I'm not going to kid myself on that I can do all these things. I'm not going to kid myself on I'm 25 if I'm 55. And I'm not going to kid myself on that I can drink when maybe I can't. We all come across people that kid themselves on that, you know, when they're drunk, that they're their best, you know, that the life and soul of the party. That's what they think. But in reality, they're very boring. I've had a few people that I've known that have not been at their best when they've been drunk or past their best, but they've not realised that. And after a while, people just walk away from them. And, you know, it's about understanding and not being silly and not telling yourself something's fine when it's not. So it's a wee dose of sanity within a mad week to tell you to pull back and to make amends in some way so that you can just pop back up again and be fine. And yes, there's more to the card and depth of that, but at this time of year it tends to take on that meaning more than other times. So it's fair enough. Just don't kid yourself on that you can do things that you can't, or that you can say the worst of the card. Have a wee drink and drive. That's the illusion. That's you being delusional. And sometimes this card can make people feel like that. They'll take risks that they shouldn't, and it can really, really harm them further down the line. So be true to yourself. Don't kid yourself on. But what does it mean in a career? In career, it can mean that there's a lot of frustration and you may be kidding yourself on that you're further ahead with the work than you are. This week, traditionally, we have lots of things that can hold us back with work. If you think of it, you could your head down in a project and someone comes along with Quality Street, or someone comes along wanting to be sponsored, or someone comes along with a Christmas card. There's so many things that are there that are nice, but they do actually hold us up and block our flow. And there's not much can be done about that at this time of year. However, you can admit it to yourself and maybe look at your workload and say, well, see those 3 things at the bottom, they're not going to get done this week because I can't physically do it. It's about being straightforward with yourself, knowing that if you've got a list of 7 things that you might get 5 done if you're lucky, and being okay with that, knowing that there'll be time to catch up. So at work it could be quite a frustrating week, and it's important that when you do get home that you completely relax, that you eat properly, that you give your body and mind that rest that it will need so that you can go back in and do a good job tomorrow. If we look at health, there's a couple of things with this. This card, I know it sounds odd, but this the base of it always looks to me like psoriasis or very, very dry skin. So I use this as a warning to watch that your skin's not getting dried out. You could find it with central heating on or whatever, that skin is being irritated because it's getting too dry. I also find that the sort of jaggy line that looks like some sort of weird wave system can bring out migraines, so watch out for sore heads and migraines. But mainly, if you look at this, it's saying you're past your best. You're literally running on empty. There's nothing nurturing you at the bottom there. It's all dry. So that flower's going to die unless you take care of it. So it's literally saying in health, please, please take a step back and look at your body and mind and nurture them, even though it's a hectic time. If we look at love, again, because it's a cups card, it can go quite deep with this. It's a time where we need to maybe watch out of illusion. You know, you could be at a party and feel that you're sort of really liking someone, but it's an illusion because there's a party atmosphere. Don't read too much into, attractions at this time. They can be lethal to anyone that's in a relationship, and also they can be very disappointing for people who aren't, but are taking something deeper than the flirtation that can go on at office parties or even at events. So don't be in a place of illusion. Don't kid yourself on that something's deeper than it actually is. And again, if you're in a long-term relationship, it could be that both of you are just fried, you're just worn out in the head up to Christmas and New Year. We shout out for all the teachers out there that I know at this time of year are particularly exhausted. This really is a card that should tell you to look after yourself better. You can say, I can keep going until the Christmas holidays, I can keep going, but some of you won't be able to if you don't bear this in mind. So as a health card, it can be used very much as a warning. And if we look at money, it's very similar. You have to not be in an elusive place that you've got more money than you have. Your bank account could be wilting. It might not recover if you don't actually step back and say, you know what, I need to put something in rather than keep taking something out. And it can be a real good card to remind us that we do have January and February to get through, and that illusion of, I'll be okay, I'll just spend, or I'll take credit that I can't afford, that's all caught up in this card, and that needs a big warning at this time of year. Please, please, please don't kid yourself on as to what you can afford, because you'll only suffer and family will only suffer once you're through the festive season. So a wee warning, not the brightest of cards, but sometimes at this time of year we're having a lot of fun and there's a lot of light and joy. Sometimes we need a little card like this just to come in and say, you know what, you need to watch this, you're not seeing this properly, you're wearing yourself out. And if you bear that in mind, then it should be not a bad wee week for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's this week's tarot card, and I hope you'll join me for the festive season one for next week. We'll take in the full 2 weeks of Christmas through New Year, and let's hope it's a good one. And maybe it could be, if you take, if you take this into your heart and bear it in mind, then maybe we're heading for a nice Christmas and New Year week. So I'll love you and leave you. Thank you for watching my channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell icon. That way you'll get notifications. I'm looking forward to 2018 and all the things I've got planned for the channel. But for now, I'm going to bear this in mind and simply kind of pull back a wee bit and get my own health ready for the festive season. Many blessings now. And for those of you that are going all out for solstice and Yule celebrations, have a very merry Yule and a very, very happy solstice. And the next weekly tarot card will take in Christmas Day. Many blessings now. Bye.